I got that. Woo! Hi honeys, it's Emmy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmy. I'm a nutritionist and the creator of the Slim on Starch program, where my clients lose anywhere from the last few pounds to up to 70 pounds and counting. Make sure that you, if you want to be a part of the program, I'm skipping to the next part of the intro. So, if you want to lose the last few pounds, or you have a lot of weight to lose, or you're just looking for food freedom, go to healthyemmy.org or click the link in the down bar so that you can apply. Also make sure that you hit subscribe, that is the next part of the intro, and turn on your notification bells so that you can be a healthy honey and be notified every time the freshest news on plant-based weight loss is coming at you live. Today, I'm coming at you live from the kitchen because I am showing you the top 8 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 whoa, items that I am staying stocked up on during the quarantine, no matter what. I am taking totally appropriate measures. I wear rubber gloves when I go to the grocery store. Call me crazy, but I already know I'm crazy. These are the items, these are my must-haves. These are my desert island items. These are my ride or die. I eat these guys every single day, and I'm gonna show you what they are and why I eat them. Well, before I get into this, I want you guys to leave a comment and tell me your #1 food item that you must have during this quarantine. The first one is my decaf green tea. So during these times, you know, I'm a huge, why didn't that focus? There we go. I'm a huge tea drinker. I always have been. Actually, fun fact, the reason why I am a huge tea drinker as I go to take a sip of my tea is because when I was little, I refused to drink milk. If that wasn't foreshadowing. And so my mom would make me tea juice, and she would put like this much tea in it and like that much milk in it so that I would actually drink it. And that's how I became a tea drinker. And now I drink it without any milk at all. So joke's on you everyone, and I'm a vegan. I knew what I was doing by refusing the milk. But yes, that is why I am a tea drinker. Now, the reason why I want to include it in this video is because there's a lot of stress and anxiety going on at this time, and holding a nice warm mug of tea is a great grounding mechanism. I love holding my warm cup of tea. It makes me feel calm, it makes me feel happy, it makes me feel warm inside. And during these times of uncertainty, I think that this is a great practice for us all to have. Instead of turning to food, make yourself a nice warm mug of tea and hold on to it to ground yourself. The next item is one that I have a love-hate relationship with, and that is the kabocha / Buttercup Squash. Now, I know for a fact that this one is Buttercup because when it has this as a bottom, it's a Buttercup. When it just comes to a point, so if this circle was not here, then it would be a kabocha. I cannot even begin to talk about this food item because of the abusive relationship that it and I have. These are like watermelon. You don't know if it's good until you open it and you cook it. Honestly, you really don't know if it's good until it's cooked. I don't care about the flavor. I just like when they're dry and starchy, and sometimes they come out and they're like wet and just it's insane. It's insane how different they can be. It can be like the deepest, darkest orange and it's so wet and gooey, or it can be a light yellow and it's nice and starchy and dry. And sometimes you get the combination between the two where it's a really dark orange with a ton of flavor, but it's also dry and starchy. Honey, yeah. So also if it's heavy, that's a good sign that it's starchy and it's a good one. This has been a good batch. I've been lucking out the past few days. The Buttercup is definitely where it's at as opposed to the kabocha, because the kabocha is wet and like, I don't really like the kabocha, but the Buttercup is 10 out of 10, but I've had a lot of Buttercups that are very wet and tasteless, but this has been a good batch. And this is labeled 3 times because that's necessary as kabocha, but that's actually incorrect. This is Buttercup because of the bottom. You'll find that these are mislabeled all the time, but this guy is a Buttercup. But yes, this has been a ride or die honestly, since I got home from Australia. It's been a ride or die. I've been having this like every day for the past 8 months. Next on the list is my oatmeal. Now, I usually just buy Quick Oats, but because the world is ending, they only had the gluten-free 1-minute oats. And the thing about oats is that oats oats are naturally gluten-free. However, they're processed in a facility where glutinous products are processed, and so there can be some cross-contamination, so they're not able to be labeled as gluten-free unless they're processed in a separate facility just for gluten-free items. So these ones are technically gluten-free because they haven't been processed in on the same belt as glutinous products, but all oats are gluten-free. So if you're just a little bit sensitive, you'll probably be able to get away with just normal oats. But if you do have celiac disease, or if you are very sensitive to gluten, then you do have to get the gluten-free ones. These are the only ones that they had at the supermarket because, like I said, the world is ending. So I got these ones, and I found that the 1-minute oats are like the same thing as quick oats that usually take 3 minutes. I still put them in the microwave for 3 minutes. So the way that I make my oatmeal is I do 1 part oatmeal to 1 part water. I always get how many cups do you have? I always get that asked. It honestly changes based on what I feel like, and I usually just use a bowl or a cup as opposed to a measuring spoon. So I could not tell you exact measurements, and I don't want to tell you exact measurements either because that's not what I promote. So if you ask, sorry, not gonna tell you. Okay, so I do 1 part. I lied. I do 1 part oats to 2 parts water, cook it in the microwave for 3 minutes, add in my next food, which is banana and cinnamon, and that is my very intense oatmeal recipe. So let's move on to the next food, which is how perfect are these bananas right now? If you know, you know. Now, honeys, you only want to eat bananas when they have the freckles on them. If they don't have the freckles on them, then they're not ready and you should not be eating them. Promise? Thank you. Okay, so these are super, super ripe. I'm so happy about, I wish that bananas were just like this always. Bananas are like avocados, but avocados get all the memes, but bananas should get the memes. Justice for banana memes, honestly. Those are perfect, and I'm probably going to have to chop those up and freeze those because by tomorrow they might be goners. But this is the perfect ripeness for a banana. Okay, since we just did something sweet, I'm gonna do another something sweet, which is black grapes. Can you guys believe it? I don't know, I just saw them. The red grapes just didn't look good, and I saw these guys, and these are like the perfect size. I'm very particular about the size of the grapes, and these are just the perfect size. And the black ones, if you've never had black grapes before, they're super, super sweet. They are just absolutely delicious. So after dinner, I either have a bowl of oatmeal, I have grapes, or I have my next item, which is a Japanese sweet potato. So I love Japanese sweet potatoes. For those of you that are looking for an after dinner dessert that is just so satisfying and so sweet, bake a Japanese sweet potato, bake it for about 2 hours wrapped in tin foil at about 450 degrees in the oven. And then if you're a chocolate person, put cocoa powder on it. I'm not a big chocolate person. I never put cocoa powder on it. I put cinnamon on it, which is my next item that I will not be caught dead without. Cinnamon goes on my Japanese sweet potatoes, and it also goes on my oatmeal. Oatmeal without cinnamon. Why? Yeah, it's my next food item. And then I have 2 food items left, and if you are a tried and true honey, you can probably guess what they are. I'm gonna present them at the same time because they go together. Potatoes and lettuce. Potatoes and lettuce is my tried and true. This is just a gold potato. Gold potatoes are delicious, honestly. And I like to air fry these potatoes into fries, and then I just wrap them up in my lettuce. I used to wrap them in romaine, but iceberg lettuce is much cheaper, so I get the iceberg lettuce. So also, I like when the iceberg lettuce, like this one's all right. I like when you can squeeze it and it feels like there's nothing in it, because then that means that it's wrappable for the lettuce. Whereas when it's a really big hard head, you can't unwrap each leaf, if you will. If you know, like if anybody knows what I'm talking about, leave a comment and let me know. Yeah, but those are my top 9 food items, my ride or die during this quarantine that I will not be caught dead without. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you are staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in my next one. Let's do a safe kiss. We don't want to touch our lips. Mwah. Woo!